A podcast? Did your radio show get canceled?
Fire. Low down and filthy, but the discipline is on point. Schooled myself, made my own dojo. A cold flow with the whole dose of soul. Maintain composure, even in theory. An anomaly, properties undiscernible to mere peasants. Use weapons that level entire areas. Scarier than...
Penny saved is a penny earned. I don't know if that applies, but our guest this week's name is Penny. Couldn't think of anything else to say. Did you ever watch, what was it, Nickelodeon? And there was that little, it was Pee-wee's. Pee-wee's Playhouse. And they had a little cartoon between his segments with a girl named Penny that has pennies for eyes. Yeah, I just made a Pee-wee Herman reference on my podcast. So be sure to listen to this episode alone in a dark theater. Hey now. This is Penny. We're walking through her financial life today. Be sure to catch most of our episodes at PeteThePlanner.tv. You can see them. PeteThePlanner.tv, that is. So go there, watch the episodes, listen now on the podcast. Appreciate you listening. Here's Penny.
Stop what you're doing and hit Pete up on Twitter at PeteThePlanner.
Sound good to me.
I never question the right of any man to voice his opinion as strongly as any can. But then again, many men are citizens of their own little world, so they ain't really fitting in. I'm in the background blending in, camouflaged by the scenery, but I'm a champion. Revamp the camp again, put down the stamp again.
Hey, it's $1 million plan with Pete the Planner. I am Pete the Planner, and you can see me this week here on the $1 Million Plan. If you want to be a guest on the show, do it. Go to PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. This is the live video recording of our podcast. Of course, if you're listening to us right now on iTunes or Stitcher, just know, if you really want an appetite suppressant, you can go watch me do this too. That's right. Go to our YouTube channel or go to PeteThePlanner.tv is the easiest way to find it. PeteThePlanner.tv. Our guest today is so aptly named for this program. Her name is Penny. And so Penny joins us now. She's 31 years old. Penny, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Pete.
How excited are you? I mean, seriously, like there's just people are looking at me, listening to you. It's like a Frankenstein situation.
I'm shaking with excitement right now.
Yeah, right? Penny, you're 31.
Right.
You're 31 years old. What part of the country do you live in? Can you tip us off to that?
I live in Seattle, the Northwest.
Oh, the great Northwest. I've been to Seattle
Right.
once. I did the Seattle Underground tour, like that's downtown. Have you ever done that? I guess people that live there don't do that sort of stuff.
I have done it. I've taken out-of-town guests there.
Yeah, I feel like such a tourist now. Penny, you're 31. Your gross annual income, let's take a look at Penny's numbers here. $75,672 to be specific. So Penny, that's your gross income. What are the main natures of your questions here today?
Pete, I just feel really lost. I spent 8 years saving up to buy a home, and I bought the home this past July. So I just don't know what to save for anymore and how to allocate that money. I also have some questions about expenses for elder care, and then if I'm properly insured for myself.
All right. I love all of these. First of all, congrats on being a homeowner. Do you feel like you ran through the finish line, or do you feel like the race has just started?
Well, I thought I ran through the finish line, and then I got to the house and realized how much work it needed, and now I feel like I just started.
It's like a relationship. You're like, oh, I'm dating someone, and then you're like, this kind of stinks. This is hard. How many people live in your household?
Just me.
Just you. So you're doing this on your income. You bought a house in Seattle, Washington. Did you? Is your house in Seattle as well, or you just work in Seattle?
It's right outside Seattle.
So that's an expensive housing market, and you bought it. $75,000, by the way, is a very healthy income. How does that work in Seattle? Help me understand.
It was pretty tough to find this house. That's why I had to leave Seattle proper. It was $230,000. and I put 20,000 down.
Have you? I'm looking at your numbers here. You've got $134,000 saved for the long term. You're putting $1,000, more than $1,000 a month, all told into your 401k. Your savings account's $32,000. Are you an overachiever? Are you a type A? Like you get stuff done? That's what you seem like to me.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
And
I like to take care of business.
So you just checked a major box, which was buying a house, and so now we're at this place where it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do next? I mean, that seems to be the nature of our conversation today, right?
Right. I just don't know. Well, what I want to do is just plow money into working on the house. But I don't know if that's a good idea. So yeah, that's your point. It's on point. I just don't know what to do.
Have you made a list? Okay, so let's get through some weird stuff here. You got no debt other than the house, right? Your savings account is properly filled, right? There's no need to keep filling that up. We really can keep saving for the long term, which you're doing a great job of, and then address some of these wants and desires of working on the house. Do you have a project list with how much those projects would cost?
Yeah, I do have a project list. I need to replace the water tanks, so that's happening next week. So that's going to be $1,500.
Okay.
And then I have a 31-year-old furnace.
Wait, you're 31 years old.
So I know it was born in 1985, I guess, just like me.
Do you ever just sit back and like judge it for being a millennial furnace? Do you ever do that?
I hadn't thought of that, but I should.
You totally should. You'd be like, you know what? You're kind of trying to find yourself. No, I'm sorry. So you're gonna have to replace that. So how much is that gonna be?
The estimates I've seen are from like $3,000 to $5,000.
Okay. You knew this going in though, right? I mean, you knew this going into the house.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
And you seem prepared
this isn't
for
a surprise.
it. How did your savings get to be what I'm backing up. I'm asking a question in lieu of the other question. How much did you put down on the house?
So cash to close was $28,000, but I think $20,000 went to the house.
Okay, and then are you just an amazing saver? Like, where are you getting this money? Did you like knock someone off and you got an inheritance? Like, what are we looking at here?
I really, really like to save.
Okay.
It's it's fun for me. So it's always been a game for me since I got my first job out of college, was just how much can I save.
What has what's your income done over the last few years? Has it always been sort of steady on this pace to $75,000 a year, or has it always been $75,000 a year?
No, when I started in my current employment, it was about $40,000.
Okay.
And that was 8 years ago. So I think it's gone up, in a healthy way, and I think it'll continue to go up. But I would see in my career field, I won't go much higher than $100,000.
So it seems like you've had a lot of confidence in the decisions you've made so far in your financial life. Do you feel pretty good, sort of a no regrets sort of person so far?
I do feel really confident, but it takes me forever to make a decision. Like, I sat on buying a house for 2 years. I was just like, I shouldn't do this. What if I need that cash? But when I finally made the decision, I thought it was a great decision. I'm very happy I did it. So I take a long time to make financial decisions.
All right, so let's look at your situation through this lens. Do you have short-term stability? I have my thoughts on this, but I'm curious. Do you think you have short-term stability?
I think I do have short-term stability.
Absolutely.
I have about eight months worth of emergency funds.
What about long-term stability? Do you have long-term stability?
That's where I need your help, because I'm not sure.
Well,
I think I'm doing a good job with my retirement, but I don't really know.
All right. Well, Bree, my producer, let's go to the $1 Million Day page here on the screen. Guess what, Penny? You're going to be a millionaire at your current pace on July 16th, 2034. July 16th, 2034, which is not that far from now, right?
Cool.
What's that put you at 40 or 50 years old? Is that what that? I'm bad at math. How old are you? You're 31. That's 17 years from now. You're 48, right?
okay.
Is that right? My math working? No one knows.
I'm not sure.
Bree, go to the
my calculator.
That's my job. Bree, go to the retirement income page here. Because if we take a look at what this means for you, at age 67, which is our traditional retirement, you'll have $4.9 million if you keep doing exactly what you're doing. Like, where I'm not, like, this isn't you called me and then I say, do this and you'll have $4.9 million. No, if you keep doing exactly what you're doing, you'll have $4.9 million.
Whoa, okay.
Okay, so which let's take that into real dollars here. That's a net monthly income, so after tax real income at that time of $11,000 a month. But because of inflation, which you're familiar with, it will feel like $4,700 a month. So if you do nothing else right now, you're going to have the equivalent in today's dollars of $4,700 a month. And here's what I know about you. Your current net monthly income is $3,971 a month. So the question about long-term stability is answered, Penny. It's answered.
Okay.
So, do we have midterm stability? 10 years from now, what's your financial life look like? Or I guess the better question is, what do you want it to look like?
Well, I want to work on the house, but I also want to travel more. I've kind of stopped traveling. I did a lot of traveling in college, and then I stopped as I was trying to save money. So I kind of envision myself, in 5 years, hoping to take bigger trips every couple years.
How much are you putting in your savings account per, not your 401k, but how much are you putting into your savings account per month right now? Are you putting anything in there?
So before I bought the house, I was putting in like $1,600. But since I bought the house, it's about $1,000 a month.
Okay. I got to be honest with you. I kind of love your situation. Like I wish it upon people. Like people like, what do you want for my life? I want your life to be like Penny's life, because this is amazing. Because here's what we're dealing with. You're going to have to deplete that savings to get your house up to snuff, right? In order to make it feel like you want it to feel, and to not be surprised by an emergency furnace repair, because that's where you lose out here. Something breaks down on a Sunday night at 1 a.m. and you need someone out there and it costs you extra money. You can replenish with $1,000 a month into savings any of these expenses in just a series of months, right?
Right.
What am I missing? This is so good. Like, are you gonna like tell me something like, oh, by the way, I owe $90 million in taxes? Like, what's the rub? What are you telling me?
Well, no, I think the thing that I'm concerned about is I anticipate needing to care for my father when he retires, which will be in about 3 years.
Okay.
He's healthy right now, and he'll have a retirement. But I think I'm going to be the sibling where he's going to move in with me, and I'm going to be caring for him.
Okay.
So I think part of the reason I've always been such a saver is I sort of knew this was coming. And in fact, when my mother was alive, she had a chronic illness, so I thought I was going to be taking care of both of them. And so she's since passed away. So now I feel like a little bit of pressure has been lifted up, but I still feel like will need to care for my dad. And so I think that's why I'm just like, I'm not saving enough, because I have no idea what his expenses will be like, if he has any. So
it sounds like there was an immense amount of pressure when you first came to terms with this. The pressure's backed off. But Penny, I can imagine you got to lose sleep over this from time to time, right?
Absolutely.
That's not fun. Let's fix that. Can we fix that? The best way to fix stuff like that is with a plan. I mean, frankly,
I love plans.
All right, so let's do it. So anytime you offer support to someone, there's 3 types of financial support, or 3 sorts of elder care support, or even adult child support. There's physical support when someone lives with you. If you become their caregiver, you know what I mean? Will that be an aspect of your life? Will you have to give care physically?
I imagine that'll be the case in 15, 20 years. Hopefully.
When he retires in 3 years, will he immediately move in with you at that time?
No, he won't immediately move in.
Okay, so
but I can see him needing to move in if his mobility declines.
Okay. And then, so a big question here, and this is the one thing we can't answer. And everything we've talked about, there's some pretty big certainties. We can't answer this next one. It's, what will this do to your income if you are choose or forced, however you want to say it, to spend your time giving care physically? Will that take away from your ability to work and affect your income? Do you have any insight on that?
I don't think I'd be able to stop working, so I imagine I'd have to hire someone. So that would sort of reduce the amount of money I'm bringing home.
Which then brings us to the next question of what sort of financial support would you be expected to give on a monthly basis? Like, what would he be bringing to the table of monthly recurring income?
So from what he's told me and what I understand, he will be bringing home about $4,000 a month in retirement.
And does he have any obligations right now, or when he moves in with you, would he have any financial obligations?
He does not have any financial obligations. He doesn't own a home. So, yeah, he has no mortgage, no car payments, no obligations.
Okay, so far, if we've got the three ways you give support to someone, you got the physical way, and we'd said, check, we're going to probably have to do that. And by we, I mean you. I'm just trying to be part of this.
Me.
Yes.
You don't want to help, Pete?
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. I don't do well with humidity, and it's my understanding that it's pretty humid in Seattle. Is this true?
No, not at all.
No?
Not at all. Very dry. You'd love it here.
Sure. And so the second way you support someone is on a monthly basis, that they don't have enough income to match their obligations. And what you just told me, Penny, is that's just certainly not the case for your father.
Okay.
So that's good, right? I mean, that is
that's very good to
the
hear.
best news so far. Now the third type. Now this one can get scary, but I don't think it's going to apply to you. Chunk support, which is a technical term in my industry. Basically what it means is, hey, Penny, when he'd use your real name, not the fake one we chose for you. Hey, Penny, I need $35,000 right now. Like, that's not going to happen, is it?
No, I don't see it happening unless he had to go into some sort of retirement center and they needed it up front.
So does the income that he has, is it derived from pension, Social Security, or is it derived from assets that he has set aside?
So it will be derived from pension and a 401k.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the story, he's sort of the classic American healthcare story where he was taking care of my mother and their finances just got turned upside down because of her enormous medical care. And so he, thank goodness, will have a pension when he retires. But most of his retirement through his 40s and 50s was going towards my mom's care.
Do you think this shaped your sort of financial mindset and your personality altogether of I see what life can do to you? Do you think that shapes who you are?
Oh, absolutely. No question. No question whatsoever.
I've seen a situation or two, and what's manifested in you is wonderful, frankly. I mean, I'm sure there's clearly pain that comes with it, but the numbers that are a result of your behavior are good. I see some people go the other way. Life is too short. I'm going to go out and have a great time, which is, by the way, a great time until it's no longer a great time and you're out of money. That doesn't seem like that ever occurred to you.
No, that seems terrifying to me, but I could understand how folks would do that as a response.
Yeah, people react differently, right? So you can definitely understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do want to explain, and you already know this, that the reason why long-term care insurance is not an option, and are you familiar with the concept and why it's not applicable for you?
I'm familiar with what it is, but no, I don't know why it's not applicable.
So long-term care insurance is a way to protect a person's assets. Specifically, we're talking about your father here. He would be able to purchase a long-term care insurance policy that if he were ever disabled or had a chronic situation, or that he ever were to go into a long-term care facility, more specifically, that the insurance would pay for the stay there so he doesn't have to spend down his assets. Now, here's the issue. I don't want to be presumptuous here, but I'm just putting together 2 and 2. It sounds like he already has some sort of condition that's got him heading down that path, right?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, he would not be able to secure the insurance. And don't panic or anything. I'm bringing this up to hit all the details, but that won't necessarily impact you. Here's what it'll mean. There is a chance that at the end of his life, whenever that is, and hopefully it's when he's 130, like he'll be in the cover of Time magazine. He'll be the person of the year, which is quite the accomplishment these days. He'll be 130 years old. He probably will die broke, is what I'm telling you. Right?
Right. Right.
And here's the good news. I don't think that it will negatively impact your finances as of now. There may be things here or there. There may be some upfront costs of getting him an assisted living facility if that's what it comes to. But in the end, if he has to go on Medicaid, which is the current process of which someone's care is taken care of financially via the government, I don't think you personally are any worse for the wear financially. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So,
okay.
So we got let me try to summarize to some degree here. Number one, you're going to be a millionaire by the time you're like 48 years old, if my math is still working. Number two, your retirement's fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. Number three, fix your house. You've got the money in your account, and you replenish that account by $1,000 every month. So I would not be crazy about it, but I also wouldn't be so conservative that it ends up costing you money. You know, you go too cheap and then it burns you.
Right.
And then as far as your father is concerned, I think you need to focus your attention and your mental energy, if that's a thing, to physical care for him and worry a lot less about how it's going to ruin your financial life, because it's not even close to doing that.
Okay. Yeah, that's very helpful to hear.
Now, there's 2 more elements I want to tackle. Number one,
yeah.
If you are his caregiver and something happens to you, what happens to him? And by what happens to you, if you've listened to the show before, when I say something happens to you, you know what that means, right?
Right.
You're dead. You're dead. Like, so if you're dead,
I'm gone.
what's happening to Papa Penny? Like, who's taking care of Papa Penny?
So currently my life insurance is to him.
Okay.
And it's $250,000. So I would hope that my other sisters could use that money to continue his care.
I like that you have a good answer for every question I have. Like, I want to like hang out. I want to drink coffee at the original Starbucks across from Pike Place Market from you.
Let's do it.
Totally. I'm never in Seattle, but totally. That's a perfect answer. You're great. So my next question is, what other financial worries, what other stress points do you have that you spin your wheels on? Because so far, it's sort of the asked and answered. We've asked questions and they're answered, both from you and me, and everything is tracking. What else is maintaining stress level for you?
I think for me, it's you brought up sort of what are my midterm goals, and I have my savings account, and I haven't figured out, at what point is it okay to just spend that $5,000 on the furnace? So in my mind, I'll just be like, well, I just need to keep putting money in the savings till I get to, let's say, $30,000, and then I can take $5,000 out. So for me, I just have to find a number I'm comfortable with.
See, I mean, I get that, and sometimes picking a number arbitrarily and setting a goal around it is interesting and right. Let's answer it this way. You don't have to tell me what you do for a living, but how secure is your particular employment?
Well, I thought it was very, very, very secure.
Three
but
varies?
With the current, three varies.
Three
but
varies.
With the current administration, I'll give you one vary. I think it's very secure.
Okay, which is better than secure or not very secure?
Correct. I can see myself being employed for the next 2 years.
I can't wait till we end the episode. So when we're off the air, I can tell you exactly what you do for a living. Because I know. I don't know, but I feel like I know, and there's no reason to out you. That's great. Good times. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest here, and I never tell people to spend money just haphazardly. I say you just get the house taken care of, because again, answer this: are you more? Would you feel more pressure to save money now, or would you feel more pressure to replenish a depleted savings because you just bought a new furnace?
So for me, there's no real difference.
Okay.
In the pressure.
I don't know anything about anything here, Penny, as you probably know. But a furnace, how we're talking furnace, right? That's the $4,000 to $6,000 situation. How necessary is that in your life right now? And if it isn't, when does it actually become necessary?
It's not super necessary. It still works. I'm just trying to be proactive.
Sure.
So,
but when does it stop being altogether necessary? Seasonally in Seattle? I don't know. Can you?
Oh.
That's what I mean.
Probably April.
Okay, so it has to last you till April, and then if it does, it's done its job until what? October, November? No one knows. What's the answer?
Let's say November.
I mean, so that seems. Can we just go that route? Can we not just say we just got to make it till April? Can we do that, and then you don't have to do anything until November?
Yeah, I actually really like that idea.
Me too. Man, this guy's a genius. All right, so then the other one's the $1,500 on some other thing. What was that one? The water tank. You've already committed to that.
I'm committing to it. It's next Thursday, so I'm just going to let go of the money.
Oh my gosh. And then make sure to finance it 36 months, same as cash. I'm kidding. What other things do you have to buy for the house in the next 12 months? Anything?
Nothing I have to buy. Nothing I have to buy in the next 12 months.
Where are you going on vacation this year?
I'm going to go to Florida and to the Oregon coast.
Aren't you pretty much on the Oregon coast? I mean, I don't know how to. Again, I'm not a geographer, but
yeah,
pretty close.
Pretty much, pretty close.
So okay, so you know what? I give you a 10 out of 10. I love your financial life. I love the head on your shoulders. I like your short-term, mid-term, and long-term plan. Yeah, I'm proud of you. If a man 8 years older than a person can say they're proud of them, I am. I think you're doing a great job, and under sounds like some difficult circumstances at times. So good job.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Pete.
Anything else I can answer?
No, you've made me feel a lot better. So this has been great.
Well, that's my job. Well, thanks for joining us. As always, we love updates. So give us updates. This has been the $1 Million Plan. If you want to be on the $1 Million Plan, go to PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. Watch us on PeteThePlanner.tv if you aren't already. Until next time, I'm Pete the Planner. Take care of yourself.
If you want to be on this podcast and have Pete fix your money life, then hit us up at PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. You heard me. PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. Log on.
This is for information purposes only. It's not the Swiss financial planning device. Consult a financial advisor.
Released from Everest, the fresh is fresh, and you can call me E.T. Word to John Tesh. Let me bless this harmonic presentation. It's amazing, so amazing. I'm the reason. Salutations, I bring you love-tron greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Love-tron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it? The tinkling of the keys is an homage to the little star. I sojourn over poetic descriptions of sound and travel to my other world. out of this world, spaceship on my arm took me home, fueled by the ink and the megabytes and the hypertext transfer protocol, stronger than the Skynet and the Terminator. I push faders into warp speed, glide with ease, creating a breeze they call a black hole. Event horizon, no rear view concerns. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. Salutations, I bring you love-tron greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Love-tron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it?